Good afternoon, students. Last class we had seen that the earth has two types of motions, in which we had seen rotation, which is the spinning of the earth on its axis. Today we'll see the second motion of the earth, that is revolution. Now what is revolution of the earth? It is the annual motion of the earth around the sun in a definite path. This definite path which the earth follows to revolve around the sun in an anti-clockwise direction is known as Earth's orbit. This orbit is not circular, but it is elliptical or oval in shape. The earth covers almost a distance of 940 million kilometers in its total journey around the sun, with a tremendous speed of 30 kilometers per second. Now that's a tremendous speed. Now the time taken for one full complete revolution. The earth takes 365 days and 6 hours to complete one full revolution around the sun. But for our convenience, we consider 1 year to be consisting of 365 days, ignoring the 6 hours. And we add up these 6 hours for 4 years, which add up to 24 hours, making one full day, to be added in the 4th year, that is the leap year, consisting of 366 days instead of 365 days. This leap year has one extra day in the month of February, that is 29 days. So this year 2020 is a leap year. Next leap year is 2024 and then 2028. Now that was leap year. Next, we know that the Earth's orbit is elliptical, but the sun is not centrally placed in its orbit. So the Earth's distance from the sun varies in its journey of revolution. It is nearest to the sun on 3rd of January, that is 147 million kilometers, which is known as perihelion stage. Peri stands for near and helios stands for the sun. On 4th of July, the earth is farthest from the sun with a distance of 152 million kilometers, also known as aphelion stage. Ap stands for far and helios stands for the sun. So the average distance of the earth from the sun is taken to be 150 million kilometers. According to Kepler, the earth's speed of revolution around the sun is greatest when it is nearest to the sun, that is perihelion stage. Next we will see the combined effects of revolution of the earth and inclination of the earth. Last class we had seen that the earth's axis is not vertical, it is inclined at an angle of 23.5 with the vertical. So here see, due to the revolution and axis of the earth, both the poles of the earth are alternately presented to the sun. In this position you see the north pole is inclined towards the sun, so northern hemisphere experiences summer season, whereas southern hemisphere experiences winter as south pole is tilted away from the sun. Look at this position. The north pole is inclined away from the sun, so it experiences winter season, and the southern hemisphere is inclined towards the sun, so it has summer season. Now you see how duration of days and nights differ, change. You see in this position, northern hemisphere is inclined towards the sun, so it has summer season. So duration of day is longer and duration of night is shorter. In the southern hemisphere, as it is winter season, days are shorter and nights are longer. Similarly, you come to this position. Northern hemisphere is away from the sun, so this has winter season. Days are shorter in the northern hemisphere and nights are longer. Southern hemisphere, it has summer season, so days are longer and nights are shorter. See, we'll see now, if the Earth's axis was not inclined, if it was vertical, then what would happen? We would be having equal days and nights at all the places in both the hemispheres and throughout the Earth's revolution around the sun. Also, the sun's altitude. We have seen how both the poles are alternately closer and farther from the sun. So here, as northern hemisphere is tilted towards the sun, so sun's rays are vertical here, and northern hemisphere has like midday sun will be lower here, but in the southern hemisphere the midday sun will be higher as it is away from the sun. Similarly here, as northern hemisphere is tilted away, the altitude of the midday sun will be higher in the northern hemisphere, and the southern hemisphere, as it is inclined towards the sun, the height of the midday sun, it will be at a lesser height, altitude. So that was it, the combined effects of both the revolution and axis of the Earth. So we'll meet in the next class.